Some friendships grow up like two vines climbing the same wall. But one day, the sun picks a side, and the other gets left in the shade. I still remember our old house on the corner of Claymore Street, out in the suburbs of Amarillo, Texas. Faded brick walls, wooden windows, and that worn-out white fence between our homes, where Miles and I used to dangle our legs through the slats while playing old Nintendo games. Miles lived right next door. Our bedrooms faced each other. Every night, we'd tap on the glass 3 times, our little signal that we were still awake. Some nights we'd tap, some nights we'd just stare through the window quietly, and eventually drift off to sleep without saying a word. We went to the same public school, played on the same soccer team, even got detention together for sneaking snacks into class. My family was messy. Dad was always gone working long hours. Miles would sneak over leftovers when he knew we didn't have dinner. His mom once sewed me a winter jacket because she saw me shivering at the bus stop. We used to talk about opening a coffee shop together someday, one with old comics and a corner for video games. Childhood is strange like that. You believe in everything, with just a handshake between two 12-year-old kids. People don't lose each other in a single moment, but through small choices, quietly leading them down different roads. Miles was always the smart one. He won Student of the Year all 4 years of high school and landed a full scholarship to a prestigious university in New York. The day he left, I walked him to the Greyhound bus station. We didn't say much, just a pat on the shoulder. But I knew a piece of my childhood was leaving with that black backpack. I didn't get a scholarship. After graduation, my parents divorced. I dropped out of college after just 1 semester, couldn't afford it. And honestly, couldn't focus either. I started working at a local auto shop. Later picked up jobs hauling freight. Life became routine. Work in the morning, home at night, sometimes a few beers after my shift. Staring at the ceiling, remembering the nights we used to fall asleep at our windows. At first, we kept in touch. Texts, video calls every weekend. Miles would talk about the city, about what it felt like standing in the middle of Manhattan for the first time. I'd listen, laugh, and hide the feeling of being left behind. But slowly, he got busier. The calls stretched farther apart. The last thing he'd often say was, "I'll call you back when I get a break." But the call never came. One time, I saw a photo of him on LinkedIn, sharp suit, confident smile, checking in at a high-rise office overlooking the city. I clicked like, quietly, like some old friend standing outside a window, peeking into a life that no longer included me. 5 years passed. I was still in Amarillo. Same old house, same bedroom window facing the other side, though Miles's family home had long been sold. Then one day, I got a delivery job that sent me to New York. First time in years, I set foot in the city where he now lived. I texted him, "Hey man, I'm in NY this week. Wanna meet up? Been too long." He replied quickly, like the old days, "Hell yeah bro, my schedule's tight but swing by my office. We'll grab a bite." I don't know why, but my heart pounded like I was a high school kid about to go on a date. The waiting, and the crack that split it all. I showed up at his office right on time, wearing my cleanest shirt, borrowed a jacket so I wouldn't look out of place. The receptionist asked my name, told me to wait in the lobby. I sat there watching people pass by, clutching my delivery bag, the faint smell of motor oil still clinging. No matter how hard I'd scrubbed. 30 minutes, no sign of him. I texted, "I'm downstairs in the lobby." Message seen, no reply. An hour later, I called, no answer. I kept waiting. The security guard walked over. "Need help with something, sir?" I forced a smile. "No. My friend works here." 2 hours. Finally, my phone buzzed with a message. "Bro, damn sorry. Back-to-back meetings. Totally slipped my mind. Rain check? Might treat. Promise." I didn't reply. Just walked out into the drizzle. Back at the cheap hotel. The single room smelled faintly of mildew. The old AC rattling like it was about to give up. I stared into the mirror. My hands still carried faint oil stains, even after scrubbing. And I thought to myself, maybe I just don't fit in his world anymore. People don't really lose each other in a single day, but in those quiet moments. When one waits in the lobby while the other forgets to come down. I didn't blame Miles. I mean it. He had his own life, his own career, his own responsibilities. I understood. But the The silence slowly killed whatever was left. I flew back to Texas on a scorching afternoon. The desert wind still burned hot against my skin, but inside, I felt nothing but cold. That night, I walked down the old street, the one with two houses standing side by side. Their windows once glowing every night. My house looked more worn than ever. While Miles's old place had been renovated, fresh brick, bright LED lights, sleek modern curtains. The new owners were an Asian family, with a little girl who played in the yard with a small dog. I stood in front of those two windows for a long time. Memories flooded back, those nights we tapped on the glass, confessing our sadness, when our parents fought, when we got bad grades, when all we wanted was to skip school and play video games all day. Back then, every heavy feeling could dissolve with a laugh from the window across the fence. But now, one window glowed with new life, while the other sat in the shadow of old memories. The windows were still there, but no one stood in them anymore. A quiet plot twist, an unexpected email. A week later, I got an email. The sender's name, Miles Henley. I hesitated for a few minutes, then opened it. I'm sorry, truly. I saw your text. I read it. I knew you were downstairs. But I was in a meeting with the big boss, I couldn't leave. Then I forgot. The same way everything from back then started to fade behind deadlines, clients, and this non-stop life. But I remember you. I really do. I remember that bedroom window facing yours. I remember the night you tapped the glass just to hold up a note that said, "I'm sad today. Just thought you should know." I've never had a friend like that again. I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. And if you still want, I'm still here. I read the email again and again, under the dim yellow light of the motel room. No tears came, but something warm began to rise inside me. Some people no longer stand in our lives, yet their memory still sits by the window in our hearts, never leaving. I didn't reply to Miles's email right away. I let it sit in my inbox for almost 3 days. The same way I let my emotions settle, not because I was angry, but because I was afraid of saying something that wasn't true. One night, I finally wrote back, "I miss you too." Not because of what happened that day, but because I used to believe we would never drift apart. I was wrong. It wasn't you abandoning me. It was both of us, each taking a step, walking into our own lives. And by the time we realized how far we'd gone, we didn't know the way back. I don't blame you. I forgot too. I forgot that friendship doesn't need daily calls, or the same success, or even living in the same place. It just needs a space in the heart. If you're still keeping that space, then so am I. I hit send, expecting nothing, but feeling lighter. A month later, a package arrived. Inside was an old photo, 2 kids perched on a fence, grinning wide, faces smudged with dirt. Behind the frame was a note. "We once lived in houses side by side, but if friendship is a light, I know now, it doesn't need the same street, only the same heart." I hung that frame right by my window. The same window where, every night, I still draw the curtain and glance across, though now, the light glowing there belongs to strangers.